Welcome to the show. This is a new series we've just started. It's a Rung What You Brung series. So the cars that we have is the cars that we own in the real world. It's incredibly exciting. I tuned all of the cars that's in this race, just so they've all got a similar lap time. Some's better in the corners, some's better in the straights. It's all set to power to weight ratio, and it's super close. Unfortunately, my Honda Civic, as in the real world, isn't too fast on the straights, but it can make up for it in the corners. As you see there, Perks just slides his Audi up the inside as we're going up. But I got the legs on the straight on this one against him, but the two from behind are now going to creep up close because they've definitely got bigger engines than us. They've got more power to go down the straights. But as we're going to brake, I can see him locking up. He went way too deep, and then I went deep myself, kind of paying attention to him. But I managed to get out in front, which is quite handy. Yeah, so this is 6 laps of this carnage, and it's all really close. We stayed together for the majority of the time. There is a caution during the race, but yeah, sit back and enjoy the ride. As you can see, as they're starting to battle at the front, I can slowly creep up on the gap, and I can get a better run out the corner, as I'm not really battling, which allows me to get closer, which is pretty fun. Like I said, the lap times are super close, so like over the actual lap, the lap times are near identical. They're within, I think, half a second between all the cars, which is super good. The good thing about the cars in front of me, they are all front-wheel drive, and they don't have too much more top speed than me, so I'm able to keep with them on the straights, as you can tell. But we're going to pretty much ace this corner now, and the guy in front in the prelude's just going to go a bit wide, which gives me the entry. And I can get up the inside then, which is perfect. The problem is now I'm on the wrong side of the track for the braking, but I can just about get it stopped in time to get the rotation of the vehicle. But now he's got the run on me, that's the only problem. But it certainly looks like he hasn't quite got enough just to overtake on the straight line speed. He ain't quite got enough there. I go a bit defensive on this corner, obviously, to defend against him, because he was on the right hand side, giving him a better exit. Managed to keep him behind though, which is lucky. Now you're about to watch something special. This is a specialty of mine. I'm able to do this, I don't know how, but get real nice and onto the brakes. Keep it nice and close. Slightly outbraked myself a little bit, but we kept it fairly clean, which is quite good. We still managed to keep our speed. Now this is the difficult bit. 2 don't normally go into 1, so I have to left off a little bit to give him give him the ability to turn. But unfortunately, I get clipped from behind as well, and I clip him as well. So now it's a drag race against me, then prelude again, unfortunately. But into the braking zone. I've got the Danny Wreck of fingers for the braking zone, fortunately, so able just to save it there for myself. But we are coming onto the straight where I have a bit of a disadvantage in the straight line speed again. It's really important that I have to nail this corner perfectly, just because the straight is so long. And I think, the slowest car in the straight, other than potentially the Audi. So it's really important I get that, just so I can get the best exit in the best straight line speed down here as possible. As you can see, they're all slightly closing in on me. But I am able just to keep it on for this last one. As you can see, the Mercedes was flying up behind me then. And unfortunately that means he's going to be fast on the next straight as well, because he's not too far off of me. And again, we're about to enter another long straight section. So he's going to be creeping up again before I know it. There we go. As soon as we hit about the 120 mark, my car just seems to hit a wall and his just seems to go into boost. But he's going to give me a nice little nudge actually, rather than just go straight for the overtake, which is pretty handy. Pushes me closer to speed. Now I'm getting close to the thinking about making a move on speed, as I am quickly catching him now. As you can see in the mirrors, the Merc is right there though, who's ready for pouncing. But being on the twisty part, I do have the edge going around these corners against the Merc, which is quite clearly the fastest car in the straights. But it doesn't, because of just its sheer mass, doesn't rotate as quite nicely as as some of the lightweights. This is a bit of a nice open lap now until, but you can see Speed making a mistake then. He went off a little bit, touched the grass, which allows me to increase my gap between us. Well, decrease the gap between us, sorry, I should say. And we're pretty much right there with him now. He goes wide again, which helps me out every little bit. All I can do now is just keep this as clean as I can, because otherwise that Merc's going to be on us before we know it. And I'm pretty sure he probably will catch us after this corner. But he gets not a great corner exit if you look. He's quite far back, as I have a quick look back myself, because the mirrors are quite deceiving sometimes. But he's definitely gaining. He's gaining. He's going to be there with us right in the braking zone. But I just managed to survive before he comes in. But look, oh, he's just washed a bit wide on the braking. Lost his braking zone a little bit there, I think. And I managed to keep the gap ever so slightly more. Now I'm just hoping that I can try and keep up with speed. He makes a mistake, goes a bit wide, I see, and I kind of get the run. But again, speeds in that VW, he's just got a bit more straight line speed than me. And I can't really make the overtake just yet, so I'm quite lucky just to be able to stay behind him at this point. Unfortunately now you can see that Merc getting ever so bigger in my rear view mirror, and he kind of misses braking point again and just gives me a little love tap. But it's okay, we didn't really crash as such, managed to keep going, but the VW made that little bit of a gap on that I got to make again, so I just got to make sure I can keep the pressure on and try to keep that Mercedes behind me at the same time.
I saw it in the mirrors, I was like...
Because I definitely want this win. But in the braking zone, this car struggled a little bit in the braking zone on that corner for some reason. It seemed to like hop rather than just brake nicely. But I seem to get definitely better braking than him. And I've definitely got a bit more corner speed than him as well, which is handy. I get a little bit too overconfident then when I can get on the back of his bumper.
I've got
and unfortunately, I just follow him wide a little bit here, and that's it. Both of us go off a little bit, which gives him, and the Mercedes behind goes off, but he still managed to keep quite a lot more speed than us. So he managed to give me the jump. Unfortunately, now I'm on the back foot. I don't really have the ability with the straight coming up to keep up with him, but we've also let the Integra close right up on us too now. So it's anyone's race now. It's anyone's race. I'm quite lucky. I still got better brakes, but yeah, the Mercedes still can muscle its way through, and he's definitely got the top end to just walk away from me now. Not only that, the Integra has the legs on me, but he give me a little bit of a draft as well, trying to push me forward, hopefully, because we do want to win. It's going to be super close though, but being my car's so good in the braking zone, I'm able to make up hell of a lot of ground here on this corner, which is quite handy. And my job now is pretty much not to lose them and just try to stay with them in hopes that they make a mistake. But I mean, just look at the straight line speed of the AMG there. He's able to just drive away from me right now. There's not a lot I can do about it. Back in the braking zone though, I can just creep right back in. I made up pretty much all that gap that I lost in the braking zone. And he goes wide as well, which helps me out massively. Because now I can keep the pressure on him and hope that he makes a mistake, or that I can just make the overtake itself. But as you see here, he went a bit early and then he went a bit wide, which slowed him right down and gave me the ability to creep in, get in that gap. I've got to get in that braking spot, but he's still right there too, so I've got to kind of give him enough room. And went a bit wide myself, but managed to keep my foot in it. And I keep on the inside because I know the AMG quite clearly doesn't have the corner speed as I do. So unfortunately now there was a bit of a tussle behind, so we went to a yellow flag, and under yellow flag conditions,
are we yellow?
We slow down and it pretty much turns into a safety car lap until we're all grouped together, and then we can go as soon as it's safe to do so. I was really surprised that we
managed to get the
so now
the Mercedes.
We are just all lined up, doing 60 mile an hour. Got to keep our positions until we're safe to do so, and we'll go racing again. So we're about to go green. About to resume racing again. And he's just giving a bit of a bluff, and then that's it, we go. Race is on. We're lucky enough, we had a bit of a jump on the Mercedes. So he doesn't quite have the legs just to catch with us just at the end of this straight. He's there sleeking on the front, but obviously we find each other in the braking zone. And I'm able just to pass. Gives me a bit of a love tap. The only problem is now, obviously, we've got the next straight to deal with, which is incredibly long. So the MG is going to be right there with us again, and it's going to be super close. Now just trying to stick in the draft. Now the MG's on the right hand side of us though. He's just, look at the speed he's got. But they might have faster cars, but I am the faster driver. So I managed to take a massive dive.
I made the corner.
Sometimes you just got to lick the stamp and send it. So
look at that.
This is quite clearly my chance just to break away, and all I've got to do is just keep it nice and tidy, keep it clean, keep to the racing line as best as possible, and then just try and drive away to the best of my ability. Obviously the cars behind me are just as fast though, so it still could be anyone's race, but I've got a bit of a gap now, and I think that will be enough for the win. Even though there's still quite a few corners left to go. Look at the gap I've managed to open up because they were battling. And it was only a quick look, but See, even the Integra is very good through the corners as well. So he's able to like keep with me, and as you can see, he's actually catching me up through the back bit there. I have a pretty decent exit, but then so does he, and because that B series is obviously far superior than the K series, look at the gap he's closing in, but he's just going to run out of space to be able to do it. And I managed to get the victory. If you've made it this long into the video, thank you very much, and if you want to see more, like and subscribe, and maybe even send a comment if you think there's something I can improve on. Thanks again. Cheers.